The Lord is with us. Let's spiritually lead. And what happened? The Romans took their military and round their behinds up. Then go ahead.
No, they were the ones that was eating leather belts that Josephus talks about.
They were what?
Eating leather belts.
Yeah.
That Josephus talks about. Seriously. And the women that got caught up and got left behind were eating their children. The scripture says that.
They was eating leather belts for nourishment. Okay, yes. We're going to go over 70 AD to show you because it's the same thing. They're using the same protocol as they did in 70 AD. One sister, they knocked open the door because when the Romans cut them off, the only thing they could eat is what was around them. And you had the zealots figuring that they're going to go through Masada and take all the gold and the riches from the people. So you had our people stealing from each other because they were caught up in one place. Not realizing the Romans were just sitting there waiting for them to starve themselves out. So what you going to have? You have people stealing from each other and all that, not realizing that all of you going to die. Okay? And then they kicked open the door because they smelled some food. It was a sister roasting half of her baby. Okay? This in the Josephus. We're going to go over it with y'all. The war against the Jews. When they had their army first. And then people took heed to Christ, started getting out. But no, not those that knew better. We down with the Most High. The Lord going to save us. And what happened? The Romans took them down. Big time. And we fled into Africa. And see, people are sleeping on the fact that when Christ was dealing with that prophecy, he was telling the disciples about the end. So that was only a microcosm of what was going to happen at the very end. There's nothing new under the sun. So they're doing now on a higher level than what they did in 70 AD. Okay? So you can get mad at us because we're going through the scriptures showing you we have to leave. Listen, you should thank the Most High someone's warning you. You should thank the Most High that we're going to go through these scriptures and take you step by step so that when it go down and they start rounding, when FEMA start rounding your behinds up, you can't say you wasn't warned. It's not going to be easy where we'll be, but guess what? We'll still be living. If it be the Lord's will, because we have other places to prophesy. The scriptures tell us that we're going to be prophesying in different parts of Europe and all that. We're going to show you. We're going to be prophesying on their country next. All right? But let's finish reading.
Verse 8.
Read.
Revelations 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord, Ahiah, who judged her.
Go ahead. Now let's go to Zechariah. Yeah, we come back. Huh? Go ahead. What you have to say?
No, I want you to go ahead and do. It just get in more detail, like verse 11.
Oh yeah, because this whole thing is going into the fact that. Yeah, let's finish reading. Go ahead. Finish reading. Go ahead. Read it down.
At least 10 and 11.
Okay, let's read 10 and 11. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
And you know all the kings of the earth that have committed fornication with America. That America have tainted all these civilizations with pornography and evil and wickedness and sin. Look at East Indian TV now. Look at Arab TV now. The first thing they went over there when they went to the Middle East was did what? Put pornography and all types of sin and set up churches. So every place they go, they turn into sin. And while the countries, look at China. They used to be honorable people. Now they're into pornography and all that wickedness now. Because they are tainted. Why? For money. So all these nations have committed sin with America, and they have become like her. Read.
And live deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off.
Hold up, they're gonna see what?
When they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Now let's examine this for a second. All the countries that used to trade with America will see her burning. And mind you, Christ haven't come back yet in this chapter. So who's burning? The people that figured that they would come out of America spiritually. That's who's burning. Okay? People that was waiting for Christ to come back when Christ is going to come back years after America is already judged. Years. So, let's see what those that are following Christ in the spirit of this voice in Revelations 18, let's see what they're going to do. Okay? Write it down. Let's go to Zechariah, the 2nd chapter. Did you mark your Josephus, War Against the Jews, yet?
I ain't marked it, but I know what it's looking.
Go grab it for me real quick, because we'll pull it out for the people. Why don't you talk to me real quick?
What scripture you going to?
Zechariah 2. Excuse me, y'all. 1 second.
I'm sorry. I need to read it. Somebody start from Zechariah 2, verse 1.
Zechariah 2, verse 1. I lifted up my eyes, and again, and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. Then said I, Whither thou goest thou? And he said unto me, To measure Jerusalem.
Right. I just wanted to say something. Thought something. You got it?
I got a question on that. Is the man with the measuring line in his hand, that's Christ, right?
It's an angel. No, that's not Christ. That's not Christ with the measuring line, right, McCall?
No.
It's just an angel.
No, that's an angel
That's measuring.
Yeah.
That links up with Ezekiel the 9th chapter when the Most High says, "Go and set a mark upon the people, upon the forehead of the people that sign cry for the abominations done thereof." That's an angel actually measuring the spirits of the brothers and sisters that comes into the truth, that has the knowledge, is getting the knowledge.
I got another question. What is the who's talking about Ezekiel 40?
As a matter of fact, we're gonna take our questions at class, right?
No, we
Okay.
did
All
open.
right, go ahead.
Let me show him who that angel is.
Okay.
Read him like to a rod. Read Zechariah 2 and 1 again. Read that.
Then said I, Whither goest thou? And he said to me, To measure Jerusalem, to see what is the breadth thereof, and what is the length thereof.
Let's see who's measuring Jerusalem. That means you have an angel going out throughout the earth, measuring the choice elect, the leaders that will lead in the spirit of Christ. Hold that and get Revelations 11 and 1. I'm going to show you who that is, that angel. Read Revelations 10 and 1 first. Read that for me, sir.
Revelations 10 and 1. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head. And his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as a pillar of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open. And he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot on the earth.
Go ahead.
And cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not.
Now let's show you the same angel is doing this in Revelations 11 chapter. That's this angel right here. So with each seal, there's an angel, once a seal is broken, that bring forth a certain prophecy. So there's an angel that the Most High has sanctioned to go through the earth when it's time to measure the choice men that would lead this charge. Okay, I'm going to show you the same one in Zechariah. So those that sigh and cry, like the elder said in Ezekiel 9, that's tired of what's going on, that want to stand for the Most High, the angel is sealing them. Read Revelations 11 and 1.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, Rise and measure the temple of the Most High, and the altar, and them that worship therein.
So who were the people that worship in the altar in the Old Testament? Israel. That reed unlike unto a rod is a measuring tool or a ruler. Okay? And it's going to show you what they're measuring. Read.
But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles.
So he's saying, listen, angels don't measure the Gentiles because they're not counted for the government structure that will lead this. Only Israelites are counted for the government structure. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because the government must be established so that the Gentiles can come in. That's why it says to the Jews first and the Gentiles, because the Jews must be established. The Israelites must get established. Y'all see?